Hello. Today we're going to be working with EVA foam. In my association with the cosplay community, every time I mention or talk about wrapping the foam with spandex, I get, oh, I can't do it. It's the hardest thing. I tried it. Very negative, but it's a very easy thing to do with the Spandabond, and today I'm going to show you how to do it. The first thing you need to do is take your piece, and I've got a link foam from the Legend of Zelda, and we're going to, and you cut it out. This is 10 millimeter foam, I believe I'm working with. You cut out your foam, and you want to seal it. You can either seal it, Mod Podge works extremely well, just a thin coat of Mod Podge, or polyurethane varnish. The polyurethane varnish comes either spray or it comes on the paint on. And the reasons polyurethane varnish is so good for sealing is because the glue on the back of the Spandabond is polyurethane. And that once it sinks into the foam and then you heat the polyurethane on the back of it, it completely fuses and becomes one thing. But either one works, so especially on this type of thing, it doesn't really matter that much. After you have got it, your sealer on it, and it has dried, then you want to take your piece of Spandabond. Now I'm going to turn it over for right now in order to put it right exactly where I want it. You need to cut your Spandabond the width of your foam, which this is about a ½ inch plus another inch on it. And once you get it marked and once you get it cut, then we're going to put the Spandabond on it. And I don't like to do a great big piece all at once. We're going to take and cut off a little spot on it, right about here, because I want to line it up. And put it down here. Now then, let's flip our foam, our shield back over, reline it, and I'm going to put a pin just to hold it in place. A couple of places there, just so that it doesn't move on me for the moment. And then after you got it where you want it, flip it back over. Always don't use your paper. Put your paper down, and we're going to iron it, but you don't need to iron it really tight. You just want to hold it in place. This is just sort of like basting if you were sewing. Hold it in place, and then take your pins back out of it, because see, you've got it tied down right there. And after you do that, then you can come back in, fold it over, and start pulling your paper off the back of it. And just slide it down. And here comes your paper, if you're lucky. Got a little wrinkle here, but don't worry about it. Well, nothing is stuck except right here on the top, so we can just like ease that out. And then you want to put your parchment back on it and iron it down. My parchment's not quite fine enough, is it? And iron it down and seal it on. I think that should be good enough for this. We'll see here. Oops, I got a little wrinkle there. Okay. See, you can lift it. While it's still hot, you can lift it up and reset it. Now, EVA foam has a tendency to like to curl with heat. but we're not going to worry about that at this point. After you get it heat bonded to your foam on the front, then you want to take your scissors and put your glasses on first, and you've got to clip all the way around it. If you've got a straight air location, you don't really need to clip, but on an inside or an outside curve, you have to clip it in order to keep the wrinkles out of it. But when you're doing this, you don't want to clip it all the way. You want to leave with no clip. I'm hoping you can see this, with no clip in the area of your foam. In other words, for this one, since our foam's about a 1/2 inch, we want to leave this 1/2 inch between the foam and the edge without a clip on it. And on a curve, about every inch, you want to clip it all the way around. Okay, once we have got it all clipped all the way around, because this is circles all the way, there's no straight edges, so we've got to clip it all. You want to come in and you need to stretch it, and stretch it tight, and take a pin and pin it down. Just pin it in a spot there all the way. Just keep on going. I'm not going to go all the way around on it because I want to start adhesive heat bonding it down a little bit as I go, so I don't have it all at one time. But don't worry too much if you turn it back and get it on the glue. The glue on the pieces glued together, that's not going to show. But do stretch it tight. You want to stretch it to where your cut is on the back side, not on your foam, because if you have it on your foam, it will show. It'll leave a gap. And just go right on around with it. After you get to a point, then we're going to sort of ease it in or attach it a little bit, and you don't have to go really hard with it or really tight, but just in case there, we're just going to bond a little spot of it. And then after you've got that tacked down there, that's not going to move for you if a pin comes out or something happens. Just keep on going until you get it completely all the way around it. Now these pins can come out if you want to take them out, because that is in place now. And just pin it completely. Okay, once you get it all pinned down and tacked into place, you can go ahead and take all your pins out of it. Just pull them all out. Don't worry about something like that where it's lifted. We haven't actually glued it down yet. We just have it just holding it for us. Okay, and now that you've got all your pins out, you want to actually tie it down good and tight with the iron. Just iron it down. Here that I really don't like, but it's there where it started. Now that you have got it all tied down except this corner here, let's see if we can pull that tighter and get it back up in here a little bit. This is dangerous, but I do it anyway. Nope, not gonna work. Just hold it down a minute. I've got it stretched a little too tight, but this is not going to be an issue with us when we get finished. I've got another little spot over here. I'm going to do that where it didn't tie down good. Okay, now you have it wrapped. It's completely smooth, completely satin finish on here for us to work with. In order to hide all this, I'm going to use today, you can just, cut a piece of Spandabon and iron over it. But I like to use adhesive back, EVA foam to cover this. This is a 2mm, and again, I don't know whether I told you that TNT Cosplay Supply is supplying our foam or not, but it did come from them. So we're going to take and just cover it with the adhesive back foam. Their adhesive back foam is fantastic. It's a commercial grade, nothing like what you find in the stores. So we're going to just put this on it. I cut this about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, smaller than my actual shield, so that it wouldn't stick out over the edge. And we're going to come in. See, we're going to hide this corner here that I totally messed up on. We're not even going to worry about that. Just peel your foam off. Come down and press it onto it, and that's going to lock that into place for us. Once you get it sort of locked in and started, then you can go ahead and peel the rest of your paper off and just slide it in like we did with this Spandabon. Come on, foam. I'm not gonna get stuck with a piece of paper on here, you think? Yeah, we got it. There we go. There we come. And just pull it in here, lay it down. Try to get it as even as possible. You can always clip off. If you go over the edge, don't worry about it. You can just clip off excess. This is just to hide the mess on the back of your foam is all it's for. And we've got that there. And our foam and our shield is ready to decorate now.